All right, first of all, let's take a look at what we're doing today. Today, my time with you will be pretty short. I'm sorry. But I do want to give you enough time for you to get your work done. Extra time, plenty of time, because it is Friday, and I know you don't really want that much homework. All right, so what are we doing? After you log off today, you're going to get onto LT1. You're going to go onto Edgenuity, solving one-step equations quiz, and that will be it. You get 2 tries, and if you fail after your second try, email me and I can give you more tries. But if you pass after your second try, I can't give you any more allowances, okay? Please remember that these quizzes will be averaged into a major grade. So in math class, oh, I heard a cat. You're doing the very last one. Basically, if you're ever like, what do I need to do in math? I don't really know. Just look on Edgenuity. If there's anything that says it's incomplete, then that's basically what you still have to do, okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's do this then. If you have something to say, please type it or shout it because I am now covering up your beautiful faces. Here we go. Before we actually get to the math, I realized that for a few days already that there are a few words that we might not know. So what if I were to say more than? Can someone shout out or type, what symbol is more than? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Add, thank you, good job. More than means add, okay? What if I say, okay, so hold on. So if more than is add, then I know subtract has to be the opposite. So what's the opposite of more than? Less than. Okay, I can also use the word increased. When someone says increased, that also means add. Okay, so when someone says increased, that also means add. So if you know that increase means add, then what does minus mean?
They say less than.
Less than. Yes, but what is the opposite word for increased?
Oh.
Decreased. Good job.
Decreased, yeah.
Decreased. Okay. Now, out of these 2 words, there is another one. Okay. There's one that starts with an S. That means add. Does anyone remember?
The sum.
Yay! The sum means add. Okay, so what is that one more word then that starts with a D that means subtract? DI.
Difference.
Yay, good job. To difference. Okay, now bonus. Normally when I write this, I just write the numbers in the order of how I read it in the sentence. There is one term here though, where I can't write it in that order and I actually have to reverse the order of the numbers. Do you guys remember which one of these 3 is it where it has to be reversed? Not decreased.
Different?
Yeah, no, sorry, you're so close. Not different. Okay, so less than.
Less than.
Less than. I got overexcited for a second. Okay, so remember how we said less than? Like if I were to say, what's 1 less than 10? You can't say what's 1 minus 10 because 1, oh, you can't say that. Okay, if I say what's 1 less than 10, it's not 1 minus 10 because isn't 1 less than 10 just 9? So 1 minus 10 is not 9. You actually have to reverse the 2 numbers and say 10 minus 1. That would be less than. Okay, so less than is the only one where you have to reverse the 2 numbers in the order that you see it. Okay, let's move on to the other one then. So now I have multiply and I have divide. Does anyone know a word for multiply? Other than multiply? I'll just write multiply. What else is there? One starts with a P.
The product.
Yay.
Nice.
Product. Okay. What's another one? Okay, this one hopefully is kind of obvious. It starts with a T. Total. Not total. That's equal.
Times.
Times, like 3 times 8, right? That's what you used to say when you were in like 3rd grade. Okay, there's one more. If I write one more letter, then I'm done writing the word. So I'll tell you right now, it's a 2-letter word, and it starts with O. Not or. Of. Good job. Okay, so all of these are meaning multiply. Okay, so finally, I have this symbol, which I know is divide. Divide is super boring because there's only really 2 words. Does anyone remember the last one? Starts with a Q.
Jose got it. Quotient.
Good job, Jose. Okay, quotient. So whenever I read these words now, normally what you can do is you can try to see what symbol they're talking about. Okay, so with that being said, let's practice just writing, I don't know, a couple. Okay, not too many sentences. Okay, so let me grab my pen. What if I were to say the quotient of a number and 10 is 5? How do I write that as a mathematical sentence?
X over 10 equals 5, according to Jose.
Okay, very, very, very good. So first of all, quotient, if you look at this chart, means divide. Okay, so quotient means divide. So if I divide a number, I don't know the number. So if I don't know the number, why don't we normally write X and 10? Well, 10 is just 10. So if I divide X and 10, so X divided by 10. If I divide X and 10, it is 5. Remember how we said is always going to be equal. So equals 5. Boom. That's it. Good job. Okay. Let's do one more then. If I were to say, I'm going to hide this because I don't have any more room. The product of 12 and a number is 120. How do I write that then? The product of 12 and a number is 120.
12x equals 120.
Good. Okay. Product means times, right? I'm going to draw a dot, not an X, because I don't want to write an X because you might get confused. Okay. 12 is the same thing saying 12. A number is the same thing as saying just, I don't know, so X. That's why I didn't want to write an X here. And then is, remember, is just equals. So when I multiply 12 and X, just write it in that order, 12 times X, it's going to equal 120. Now, Daniel wrote this. Is that okay? He didn't write that symbol. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Sydney. It is fine. It's the same thing. 12 dot X, 12 times X, the same thing saying 12X. Okay, because remember how we said if you don't see a number or a symbol between a number and a letter, you can always assume that there's a multiply in between. Okay, so what I want you to do is if you have a phone, please take a picture of this right now. I think it's going to help you when you take your quiz today, just in case you forget or something. So if you have a phone, take a picture of the screen. I'm also going to upload this video in about 5 minutes, so it'll be on Schoology underneath today's attendance. Or if you want to screenshot your screen, you can screenshot your screen as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so before you leave, just one more time, happy Friday. It's Friday, which means if you have time over the weekend, it would be a great time for you to get caught up, okay? So get caught up as much as you can, get your quiz done. Email me if you have any questions. Mr. Tucker has his link that he just dropped in the chat, or stay on with me and I'm happy to help you as well, whatever you want. But please don't just leave and do nothing or leave and dwell in your own, confusion. We want to help you. Okay, truly, we want to help you. One more thing that I want to hint at today. Okay, I'm going to write this down. So for those of you who don't hear me, you can see this. For today's quiz, when it says check all that apply? There's 3 answers, okay? So for today's quiz, I'm telling you right now, if it says check all apply, you should be checking 3 things. I'm just going to give you that as a hint because I know sometimes there's just so much. So maybe that'll help you a little bit. Okay, there should only be 3 things that you have as answers for today's quiz when it says check all that apply. Okay, stay on if you have questions. Oh, yes, Mr. Tucker?
I was just going to say, have a great weekend, Ms. Friesenheim. I know you're just across the house from me, but it seems like miles apart these days. And everybody have a great weekend, or come to my chat right now.
Yes,
bye-bye.
Mr. Tucker, or stay with me. Please, we still want to spend time with you. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye. Bye.